right? So I don't trust any of them. I don't trust any of those family doctors, because you only have to go to their clinic and talk to them. Now, that being said, I hate the system as much as the next person. It screwed my life over big time. It's permanent. It's absolutely permanent that, my life is in the state that it's in because somebody told someone what to do, and my mom told me what to do, and I just did what she asked, right? I did what she told me, and look where I ended up, right? Now obviously, impulse control, or if a person is nerfed, a person who's nerfed is like they're borderline disabled, or they're missing an arm or something. Like, that's an example. That's a very, very basic example of what you could do to people to make sure that, if they had a violent impulse, they wouldn't even be able to act. It's the same thing with how they put soy in our food, and how they put soy in our food, and how they obviously we know about the water, and they putting soy in our food, and all like the propaganda. We'll call it leftist propaganda per se. Again, I'm not political, and I'm making sure that there's anybody who is political, if they have plans to utilize what I say against me, or paint me a certain way and make sure that I never make money, never have a job of any kind. Which I already done that. I already said things online. If you know who I am, I already said things online that offend people, and I don't intend on retracting anything I say, because I know everything I say is truthful. And if you want to kill every single human being for simply breathing air, so be it. You can do that. You can do that if that's how you feel about people just being honest, truthful. And maybe I didn't have enough IQ to know how to respond. Maybe I wasn't competent enough to find the right response or the right thing to say when the thing happened. And that's not my fault. That's not my fault. It's not, because if you're searching for some perfect ideal individual that appeals to you, none such individuals exist who can go into any situation and talk to any person, and they're loved by everybody. And even the Bible says that those who love the world aren't loved by God. Those who are populist, right? Trudeau was a populist, right? Populism, appealing to the popular vote, appealing to what you already know human beings desire, being so sadistic and so evil that you would prey upon humans, people's biggest insecurities, people's biggest fears, their desperations. They're using the people's psychology against them to get in a position of power, like a politician like Trudeau or Carney, or even Pierre Poilievre. Because again, I'm not political, and I'm making sure that if anybody in the public out here hears me, it was not intentional that anybody heard me. Like, I shouldn't be speaking. I wouldn't be speaking or talking about these topics had the need not existed. Granted, I'm sure everybody knows that politics aside, that's like a low level issue. That's a low level problem, right? Because obviously there's so many other problems and issues you'd have to go over. But like I said, there's no such thing as an individual that everybody likes, that can talk to anybody and be friends with everybody. No such individual exists, and you don't even need me to be like, oh, I can prove that, or you don't need proof for that. You don't need proof for that. You don't need people to fucking tell you that. You don't need people to tell you these things. And like, oh, the person's swearing and all of these things are all trying to be edgy. But then you realize that this whole time, a lot of things in this life, they occur automatically. They occur, like, the human intuition is stronger, and human emotions are stronger than the media, and apology statements and all that.